Hello there, I'm Jesus. Yeah, this is a bit awkward. I did 2 videos. I've done 2 videos over the past couple of days. I'm very new to this. And I'm just trying to get this out there really, because it's really important. It's really important. I need people to start listening to me, because if people don't listen to me, very, very bad things are going to happen. Yeah, I find it, been watching this story about Lucy Letby. She's this killer nurse, right? And, isn't it strange, all these people, they're all saying, oh, she's the angel of death. She's the angel of death. And I'm trying to tell people what I'm trying to tell them, and, I'm not, Jesus, 2,000 years ago, I came to give life to people, show people the way to heaven, the way to salvation, the way to life. And then I was crucified. So I was crucified, and, I said that I would be back for vengeance, right? Vengeance. Now, what's vengeance going to look like, do you think? What does justice look like in this case, perhaps? It's a good question, isn't it? I think my last 2 videos, I was really aiming them at non-Christians, but I'm probably going to drop this video by a few Christians, just to get Christians talking about it, I suppose. It's probably not a bad idea. But anyway, so we're talking about, isn't it strange that so many people get labeled as an angel? So, if someone dies in a car crash, oh, my angel, she's up in heaven now. And it's like, well, how do you know she's an angel? Are you just saying that because it sounds nice, or whatever? What, is every woman an angel now? Really? That's news to me. Well, do you know what I mean? Like, what are people trying to say? Where do these words come from? Well, they come from demons. People are demon possessed. They say the most crazy stuff. And this is the point I'm trying to make. Why are all these articles calling this woman an angel of death when I'm right here? I'm literally right here. And I'm trying to warn people that I'm here, and, I'm a messenger, right? I'm Jesus. I'm Archangel Michael. I'm the Holy Spirit. I'm God in the flesh. And all these terrible things are happening. So, as you may know, the British weather this year has been terribly awful, while everywhere else seems to be burning. You got earthquakes, where 50,000 people die. I've been trying to tell people, nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody wants to listen to me. But hey, if people don't listen to me, well, God demonstrates his wrath. That's what happens. This is what's happening. And, okay, perhaps you're thinking, maybe this guy, he's just reading a little bit too much into things. I know I'm connected to all these things. I know it for a fact. I see it all the time. I've seen a million examples of how the world revolves around me. The world revolves around me. And as big-headed as that sounds, and narcissistic, and you know what? My life is basically, I've been a victim of narcissism my entire life. My mother, psychopath, malignant narcissist. Yeah, I mean, she's left a terrible impression on me. I guess she kind of, yeah, well, you know, I guess I've learned a few things along the way. Anyway, I'm trying to be as concise and, you know, I don't want to, I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can because my last video was 5 hours long and it went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I can speak for about 20 million years without stopping. And, you know, nobody's going to listen to that, are they? Let's be honest. So let me keep this as to the point as I can. But this is the thing, right? I know I'm connected to these things. I'd recommend you go back and watch my second video on my channel and listen to all the examples I give. You know, I'm talking about black magic, sorcery, and basically how the world is magic. And nobody actually knows this. Nobody knows how magic works. And it's something I've been shown by my father. And, you know, it's all been shown to me. I see things from my perspective. The world revolves around me. I am like the sun in the sky. The sun in the sky gives life to everything. And if that thing dies, everything dies, right? No one's going to live without that sun in the sky. The earth rotates around the sun, right? I'm at the center of the solar system. Yeah. Anyway, go listen to my previous videos if you're really interested. Okay. But yes, I'm like devil Jesus, right? Can you imagine, right? For hundreds, you know, people think Jesus is like a loser. They're like, oh, Jesus is such a loser. Who wants to be like him? Well, you know, maybe people made a bit of a mistake when they thought that. Perhaps, you know, you don't insult God and mock him and don't expect him to come back and kick you in the nuts, kick you in the ass, right? You know, this is basically, well, this is what's going to happen, right? This is where God takes you and your ego and crushes it, basically. And that's me. You know, I may not look like the kind of guy who would do something like that, but quite honestly, when, you know, I could flatten the country in, you know what I mean? I mean, that's literally the power of me and my father. We can destroy whatever we want, whenever we want. You know, we could start a massacre, we could start, we could start a pandemic, we could start, you know what I mean? Like, this is the situation, and, yeah, I mean, you may just think I'm making it all up. You know, I'm just talking a lot of rubbish, just for a bit of attention. Well, you know, maybe you should pay very close attention to what I'm saying. And pay very close attention to what's going on in the world. And if you're meant to see it, and meant to see it, if you're meant to see it, you'll see it. If you're not meant to see it, you won't see it. That's really how it's going to go. So, as you can see, I smoke cigarettes. Surprise, surprise. Life's been very stressful. People haven't been very nice to me. And I guess you could call me a dragon. Dragon boy. See, my mother, was she Satan? She was Satan. She was Satan. That was one evil bitch. Really, really evil bitch. Anyway, she's dead now. Died of cancer. And I live here on my own. I don't have any friends. I don't have anybody to talk to. Um, People don't want to hear what I have to say. Everyone turns their back to me and walks in the opposite direction. And would anyone be surprised? You know, I'm Jesus, and I go to tell people, hey, I'm Jesus. And they're like, no, you're not. Oh, we don't believe in Jesus. Or, you know, let me say if I went to a church and I went to a Christian, they would be like, oh, well, you smoke, you look like a junkie. How can you be Jesus? Jesus is a brown man. Or Jesus is a black man. Right? Oh, look. See? Sorry, the lighting in here is terrible. I'm sitting in this dark room. Anyway, let the camera do its thing. Let the camera do its thing. Let's talk about Jesus and the color of Jesus, because everyone seems to think Jesus is brown or black. In fact, you got a lot of people these days who say Jesus is a black man. Now, okay, so, you know, you got some people, some Christians, they actually think the earth is only 6,000 or 7,000 years old, which, by the way, that's a load of rubbish. Science is obviously telling you that the world is a lot older than several thousand years. What I'm going to do is try to put the dots together for you so I can explain it, right? So how would you know that Jesus was a white man? Well, there are plenty of examples. The Israelites were white. And if you look, okay, so the origin of blue eyes, if you look at, so the University of Copenhagen, their research found that blue eyes originated in the Mesopotamian region 7 to 10,000 years ago. Okay, now if you want the specifics, go look it up for yourself. So people, you know, why do people think that the earth is 6 to 7 or 10,000 years old or something, right? Well, because they look at the Bible, they look at the, you know, how long people lived for, they did the calculations, and they said, okay, so how long ago did Adam and Eve exist? Well, how long have white people been on this planet? Can you not see how those two things connect? So you've got the origin of blue-eyed people, which is white people, and you've got Adam and Eve, about the same amount, you know, the same area and time. Do you know what I mean? Do you not see how those two things connect? Can people not figure that one out? Is that too difficult? Is that really that hard? Not to mention, you know, you look at the ancient Egyptians, like the oldest like artifacts, you know, things that they found, right? You know, the archaeological finds from Egypt, the oldest ones depict, you know, blue-eyed, white-skinned people. Well, white-skinned, tanned people, right? Because obviously, you know, you're going to stick a white person like me out in the desert, you know, I'm going to burn. Well, I'm going to have very golden-looking skin, right? Obviously. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out, do you? And this is the thing, right? What happened to the Israelites? What happened to the Judahites? I mean, go look at, you know, what about the Sumerians? Go look at the Sumerian findings. You know, look at all their, like, statues and idols. They depict white people. You know, how is it that complicated? It's really not that complicated. And we know that, you know, okay, people have existed in Africa for a lot longer than several thousand years. 10,000 years, more and more and more than that. It's more like, I don't know, like 50,000 years or something. I don't have it off the top of my head. But here's a Bible quote for you, okay? Revelation 7, chapter 7, verse 14 to 15. It says, "They have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. They are before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple." Okay, there's one example. There are plenty other examples. What color is light? What color is light? Yeah, light and white. They seem to rhyme, don't they? It's an interesting thing, that. Yeah. Anyway, it was prophesied. So God had the Israelites, and he said, he basically said everyone in the world is like cursed, basically. Like they're all bad, evil people. But basically, I'm going to have a group of people that are going to be blessed, that are going to be for me, for God, right? And you're going to worship me, right? And I'm going to bless you, basically, right? Sorry, this camera is really... I seem to be losing my light. Ooh, hang on a bit. Let me just turn this a little bit. There we go. I'm very new to cameras. I'm not a narcissist who stares into a camera all day long looking for YouTube hits, trying to make money, you know what I mean? Trying to be a star. Everyone wants to be a superstar these days, don't they? They all want to be center of attention. Look at me, I'm on the internet, give me some money, yo. No, I'm just a simple guy who normally keeps to himself. And, yeah, anyway, I just went off on a bit of a tangent there. But basically, God said, hey, Israelites, we're going to have you, and you're going to be my group of people who, you're going to be good, and I'm going to bless you. But obviously, he gave, rules, He sent me to die on the cross, to show you the way, to get to heaven. And it was meant to be spread to the Gentiles, right? It was meant to be spread across the world. It was meant to be spread to everybody, and and it would be a blessing to the world, right? So what have we seen over the last 2,000 years? We have seen the world has been blessed by white people, right? I mean, you think about, civilized society. You've got churches, you've got, law, you've got technology, medicine. Yeah, well, there you go. There's a few examples for you. I mean, did nobody notice? Did you not notice? Really? Huh? Was it really that hard for you to understand? But this is the thing, right? I think most white people are like, oh, well, we white people, we all sort of just grew out of the ground in Europe, and, we were all pagans and stuff, you know what I mean? We were all... Well, yes, there were pagans. Yeah, there were. Yeah, there were, sure. But, yeah. But at the same time, look, were there white people? Was Jesus a white? Look, I already just explained it. Isn't it strange that everyone's now saying, oh no, Jesus was black? How many people say Jesus was black now? They're like, Jesus was black. Really? I mean, you can go to televisions like, no, Jesus wasn't a white man. Anyway, you know, people will believe whatever they want to believe at the end of the day. But, you know, at the end of the day, everyone has to do their own research. You have to put some bloody effort in, yeah? You know, why should you go to heaven when you couldn't be asked to do anything? You know, you're like, oh, well, I can't be bothered. I'd rather just, you know, watch some crap television instead. Okay then, well, you know, go ahead then. You do that. Anyway. This is not the Jesus you were expecting, is it? No. Well, I can tell you, I'm a very angry Jesus. Not very happy. But then again, if you were in my shoes, how would you feel? Wouldn't you look at a whole world that just mocks you constantly and insults you and treats you like crap? Wouldn't you go pretty crazy too? I think you would. I think you'd get mad too. And, you know, maybe my father... Think about it. Think about it. Why shouldn't I be angry? Why shouldn't I be shouting my head off? Why shouldn't I be letting everyone know exactly how pissed off I am? Why not? Everyone else is sinning. Everyone else is behaving however they feel like. Why can't Jesus do that? Why can't God do that? Think about it. Think about it. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah. I'm very bad. I know. Well, I don't know. You know. Okay. I swear. I smoke. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Anyway. What are we going to talk about now? I didn't script any of this. I really didn't. I'm just, you know. Yeah, so basically, what I'm trying to do is start a dialogue with people. You know, if you want to comment under my video, call me crazy, you know, try to make it constructive criticism. You know, if you think I'm crazy, then tell me why I'm crazy. Tell me what you want me to explain to you. I'll make a video, we can talk about it. More than happy to. As long as I think it's reasonable. You know, it's worthy of, you know, me talking about. But yeah, let's do it. Why not? Why not? The thing is this world is gonna, you know, it's gonna be war, it's gonna be, you know, disease, poverty, starvation, extreme weather. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be absolutely terrible. And basically, you're looking at the solution right here, okay? I'm right here. I'm Jesus. And if people say, you're not Jesus, we don't give a crap about you, then you're just going to get more and more of that stuff. And it'll only get worse. It's not going to stop. I mean, now that you know, does it not make sense? Does this not make perfect sense? To me, it makes perfect sense that things go this way. You know, all I've got to say to people is, stop your bullshit. I'm right here. You know, stop sinning. I'm Jesus. You need to recognize the fact this is who I am. And if you don't, well, there's consequences. And of course people will say, you're crazy, you're delusional, we'll just carry on doing whatever we feel like. And it'll get worse and worse and worse and worse. And worse and worse and worse. Until eventually you'll come round to the idea of who I am. And you're like, oh right, whoopsie, whoopsie daisy, whoopsie daisy. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening here. And that's what's going to happen. And I'm very tired and very exhausted and very frustrated. I'm very unhappy with people. Very unhappy. Very unhappy. Well, certain people I am happy with, of course. Um, you know, people who did what they were supposed to do, which is fantastic. You know, I'm very happy. You know, real Christians, real followers of Jesus, you know, congratulations to you. But for the vast majority of human beings, I'm sorry, I am very pissed off at you. Very, very pissed off at you. You know, it's a completely different story. For my haters are in very, very big trouble. And I'm going to be making a lot of videos, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, I've got to be careful what I say, right? I've got to be careful what I say because, yeah, the world doesn't really want me here, does it? It really doesn't want me here. Doesn't really like me. You think of all the things that people hate about me. Oh, yeah, isn't that interesting? How convenient. How frickin' convenient. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, and, what you gotta do is turn on the television. Look at all these people who play the victim, and they nitpick. They're always looking for something to get angry about. They're always looking for something to argue about, whether it happened last week or 300 years ago. They're always looking for something that they can whinge about. Zero forgiveness, right? I mean, obviously, some people, perhaps they are justified in being angry about some things. If it's constructive criticism, then okay. But, you can easily tell who the demons are. If they don't forgive. I mean, when I was being crucified, right, I said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And now you got people who are like, 300 years ago, I want justice, come on. Who, are these people demon possessed? Are there some people in this world who are just cursed, perhaps? Is that possible? Is it possible? I mean, you think about the Old Testament, right? What did the Old Testament say about... Okay, so you've got the Israelites, and then you've got other people, okay, so for instance, the Babylonians and the Edomites, for instance. What did God say about them? Did he say he hates them by any chance? Does he say, those bunch of people were awful? Who were they? It's a good question, though, isn't it? Hey, I'm just saying what the Bible says, right? That's what God said. You got a problem with God, take it out with God. That's me, by the way. Well, I'm the son. And then there's my father. Yeah. This is quite a predicament, isn't it? So what do we do now? What do we do now? Yeah. Anyway, I think... Is there anything else I'd like to say for this video? Well, I'm going to do more videos. Yeah. If you want to like or subscribe or comment, please feel free. Ask me a question, tell me You know, if you want to tell me I'm wrong about something, you know, I suppose I can bring it up in a video or something, or, you know, I'll be more than happy to address it. But if it's utter bollocks that you're speaking, then, you know, that's what I'll call it. I'll just tell you, you're talking a lot of bollocks. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're demon possessed. It's wishful thinking, perhaps. Yeah, look, I'm a different kind of Jesus. I'm Jesus number 2. And I'm the Jesus who, you know, 2,000 years ago, there was a particular purpose I had back then, right? A particular purpose. Now I'm back for, you know, what do you think I want to do? You know, all you people, you all want to have nice houses, nice cars, you know, you want to have a sexy wife, you want to, you know, this and that, and have loads of money and nice holidays and blah, blah, blah. Oh, but Jesus wouldn't want that stuff, would he? No, he wouldn't want that. Really? You sure about that? What makes you so sure? You know, vengeance, justice. Think about it. If you were in Jesus' shoes, what would you do? What would you demand? Huh? Anyway, just food for thought. Just food for thought. But yes. Yes. Oh, here's another example for you. Okay, so if you still don't believe the Israelites were white, then how about okay. Let me look this up. 1 second. Nazarene. Yep. Hang on a second. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Lamentations. Okay, so KJV, Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 7. Here we go. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. Well, what does it mean to be ruddy? I mean, I'm a very pale guy. But as you can see, I do have some pink. You know, a little bit. Which is, yeah. It's mean ruddy. You know, if I was blushing, the blood shows up in the face, right? It's, yeah. Anyway, there you go. There's just another one. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I mean, look at the Western world. I mean, it's really, yeah, I mean, it seems like, yeah, I mean, what's the USA gonna look like in 50 years? What's the UK gonna look like in 50 years if things are to continue in the way that they are? You know, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because people say, well, you know, look at Egyptians today. Like, you know, obviously they, you know, you just assume that those are the same people that were there thousands of years ago. Like, you don't realize that people migrate, people move from one place to another, you know? Well, they bloody do. I mean, you can see it in lots of different places, right? People migrate. I mean, is it any, is it any, is it any wonder? I mean, you have a group of people who are blessed. You know, God has blessed them. You know, they've got all these nice things. Everything seems to be working out well for them. You know, they got their civilization, is growing, is great, is good. And then the people who are on the outside, who are cursed, they're like, oh, I wouldn't mind some of that. Listen, we'll come join you. Ooh, you know what I mean? Does that not make sense? Is that hard to understand how that works? Look, excuse me. I've been a smoker for a very long time. Look, at the end of the day, salvation isn't just, the fact is, if people can't recognize a situation for what it is, if they're going to allow their pride and their ego to get in the way of the truth, there's no hope for them. There's just no hope for them. If they can accept the truth, put their ego down and accept the truth, then, there's nothing to worry about for them, right? Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You read between the lines. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Do you know what I mean? Like, what else can I say? What else can I say? Yeah. I mean, the hatred is real. I mean, just, do you know what I mean? Switch on a television. We don't like these people. They're this, they're that. Ooh, thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, yo. Really? There's no forgiveness, is there? There's always, well, we found a problem. We found some sort of problem. We didn't like that thing you did. But, well, like, these people are perfect. Like, these people want to pretend like they've never done a thing wrong ever. No witchcraft, no murders, no slavery. You know what I mean? Like, some people are just, completely free of sin. And they're just, like, oh, we did nothing. We never did nothing. We never did a damn thing, yo. Really? You sure about that one? Not so sure myself. I am the light of the world. It's the truth, And the thing about the light is, it hurts people's eyes. They're like, no, ow, my eyes. I just can't look at it. It hurts. It hurts. I'm sorry. But it's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. Anyway, you can see the direction the world's going in, right? Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right, you can see the way things are going. Why are things going the way they're going? Why has God not stepped in and said, hey, you people, I'm going to bless you forever and ever? No. You see, people have forgotten about God, haven't they? They've said, well, we don't need God anymore. We have television, we have computers, we have cars and houses and, thongs and, implements and stuff. You know, we got this, we got that, we got money, we got booze, we got cigarettes, we got drugs. We don't need God. That's a big mistake to make. That's a very big mistake to make. You know, is it any wonder that people who were once very, very blessed people just aren't blessed anymore? It just seems everything's falling apart. Wow, I wonder why. I wonder why, huh? Oh, I wonder why. Oh, I need a coffee. I've been awake since, well, quite a while. I was up all night. I've been thinking for hours just all the stuff I want to say on camera, but, you know, anyway. I know what I'm saying might be a bit shocking. Well, I guess, yeah, well, there you go. You know, the fact is, I'm going to say stuff. Some people are going to be like, I don't like the sound of that. And, you know, well, that's just how it is. That's, you know, that's what it is to be Jesus. That's, you know, and it should be the same, you know, if you're a follower of Jesus, if you love Jesus, then you'll, you know, you just have to put yourself in that position. You know, you just have to tell the truth. And if people say, I don't like you because you said something I didn't like, well, it's tough shit, I'm afraid. You know, you just gotta say, well, that's the truth. Whether you like it or not. And that's it. That really is it. Anyway, you know, the fact is, I know lots of people are gonna probably kick up a fuss and say, well, we don't like the sound of what you're saying. Well, look, all I'm saying is the Israelites were white. You know, we got people, you know, black people love to say the Israelites were black. They say it until, you know, they'll say, why can't I say the Israelites are white? You know, like, you know, you know, what's wrong with that? It's the truth. I mean, you know. Well, it's like saying, you know, people argue, you know, what color were the Egyptians? Well, the fact is the Egyptians were white originally, and then as time progressed and time went on, things changed, right? People mixed, things happened, right? There were black Egyptians at the end, you know, right at the end. So if you look at the end of, you know, was it the Nubian dynasties? I'm not that well read up on it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like the end of the Egyptian civilization, not the beginning of it. It was like the end of it. It's like when it all, you know, sort of collapsed and fell in on itself, and it was no more after that. Yeah, funny that, huh? Anyway, I guess I'll just leave it there, shall I? And I'll make another video later on. Cheers. Is it still recording? Or maybe I should talk for a bit longer. Or maybe, I don't know. What the hell is with this remote? It ain't working.